Liberties Group's alleged hackers earlier threatened to release 40 terabytes of customer and finance data. They then deleted this message they posted online, claiming responsibility for the hack. Meanwhile, management at Liberty says it's made no concession with any of the parties. Liberty says their specialist teams investigating the incident are working around the clock to protect customer details. Liberty confirmed a security breach of its IT infrastructure, which compromised its emails and attachments during a media briefing yesterday evening. They informed their customers on Saturday about the hack, which took place on Thursday. Management says the safety and security of Liberty's customer information remains priority for the company. They have also reassured customers there is no evidence of any financial losses. Tefo Mohapi, who's the CEO of iAfrikan, joins me in studio now. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News, Tefo. The Liberty CEO is saying that there's no financial implications for consumers. What kind of ramifications does a data breach like this have?
Well, based on what the alleged hackers have said publicly, meaning that they said that there's financial data in there, customer data in there, the ramifications could be huge. Even if it's just email data, it could be FICA documents, it could be all sorts of policy documents. So the ramifications could really be huge for customers.
And what does a person do with information like this? Why is it important for hackers to access consumers' data?
I don't think, look, it's difficult to speculate why they accessed it. It's only based on what the message they put out, saying that they just wanted to expose the security issues at Liberty's systems. So they would do that. You normally get what in IT, what we call white hat hackers, which is the people who would do penetration testing on a system only to expose the issues. And then you get black hat hackers who would hack for their own benefit in terms of getting ransom, etc. So in this case, it's a bit confusing, because they say that they were only trying to expose the security issues, but at the same time they're asking for a ransom.
You did some investigation of your own. I saw on your personal Twitter page that you were speaking about an SSL certificate. Take us through your findings of the Liberty's website and their kind of security.
Sure. The SSL certificate applies to liberty.co.za. They don't have an SSL certificate. What that means in layman's terms is that any data transferred or collected via liberty.co.za is done over an unsecure connection. Liberty have since come back and said it's because their website is not transactional, but one can say that it's bad practice for a financial services company in general just to have no SSL certificate. The other worrying and more concerning issue is that the hackers, Liberty only learned of the hack once the hackers contacted them. It might not seem so bad, but it's bad because it raises questions about whether they have intrusion detection systems, which a large financial company, listed financial company like Liberty should have. And if they do have, when last were they updated? The second question, and related, is do they hire penetration testers? And if when last did those penetration testers within Liberty do penetration testing on their network and systems, and what were the findings? So I think, to be fair, as much as they held their media briefing yesterday, they haven't come forward with specific answers as to what's happening, especially for their stakeholders and their customers.
How often do data breaches like this happen in South Africa? I know we saw one with almost 1 million consumers' details accessed.
This is actually the third in less than a year. So the first one was last year, October, on the 17th of October, where 59 million South African records, unique records, were leaked. And these included ID numbers, addresses, employment information, CIPC data, company directorship data, and deeds office data, among others. And it included deceased people's data, like people who passed away. So that was actually the biggest data breach in South Africa, which was last year. And then, as you said, we saw the recent traffic fines related one of almost 1 million people. So far we've seen 3, including the Liberty one. And what's more worrying is that no actions have been taken across all 3.
Liberty has said they've called in a team of experts with sizable knowledge of the IT industry to make sure their systems are secure. Is this enough to restore consumers' trust, or people who may be worried about their personal data being in the wrong hands?
I think, well, it's a bit too late. I'll be frank. I mean, they should have ensured, as I mentioned earlier, the specific questions they need to answer is, do they have intrusion detection systems? And Because if you have one, it should have alerted you that there's a foreign user on your network or somebody trying to access data. The other one, which I haven't mentioned, is if you've got so much data, as the hackers have said, 40 terabytes. Why is it sitting unencrypted? Why is it so easy for someone to just access it? So it's a few specific questions that Liberty need to come forward and answer in terms of their systems to calm their customers' nerves.
Tefo Mohapi, thanks so much for your time on SABC News, CEO of iAfrikan, speaking to us there about data breaches, especially with a view of Liberty.